And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the grand finals here of the StarCraft Evolution League Masters number 4. As we are jumping into the grand finals this morning, in the right-hand corner here of Rumeith, we have Rumeith, the Korean Zerg player. In the bottom right, we have MANGRUSL, the SE2 Terran. Let's go. Let us go. But yes, I do see some people asking about the event itself, and it's can be sometimes a little bit confusing just because there are different names and different terminologies for different things. But there is the StarCraft Evolution League, which is StarCraft Evolution proper. It's not, I guess, like someone's asking about Code S. It's not really Code S, it's just StarCraft Evolution League. It's just an open tournament, The reason why there's a StarCraft Evolution Code A is because that is restricted, right? That's just restricted based off of MMR, based off of accolades, based off of performances in greater tournaments. So it does mean that basically the big name pro players cannot compete in Code A events. But that's specifically for Code A. Code S, or I should say StarCraft Evolution, is just an open tournament. Meanwhile, StarCraft Evolution Masters, which is this event, welcome one and all, is an invitational. It's a Showmatch series. So StarCraft Evolution Masters, sometimes, you know, there's maybe a couple of players invited for a best of 7, maybe it's like a 4-player bracket, maybe it's an 8-player bracket. The format does change from time to time. This tournament was a 12-player invitational. 12-player invitational multi-day event, just to be able to test the PTR. We had players like Tasia taking part, Rebellion, 3-Point. We had some pretty big names here in this invitational, and that's why it's really cool to see both Rumeith and MANGRUSL excelling here. I would say they're both more in the middle of the pack when it comes to comparing them to other players like Quanta, like 3-Point, like Kiwian, like Hormono, like Björn, like Classic, for example. They're a little bit more middle of the pack, but they are doing well here in this event, in this invitational. They've done well for themselves. As we are now getting into game 1, let's go. For now, we do have initial 2-Rax opener here out of MANGRUSL. Again, SE2 Terran going 2-Rax Reaper. Oh, my apologies. 2-Rax Reaper with a reactor. That is not normal. Going for a factory on 1 base. We're going for a 1 base all in. Okay, let's go. We mentioned before, as Rumeith goes for a ninja base. We're clowning. Everyone's clowning. So, winding it back here. MANGRUSL is a very aggressive player. He's very aggressive, very all-in the most of the time. Not always, but, I mean, typically he's going for these more quirkier builds. Here it does look like he's going for a 1 base all in. Meanwhile, we do, as he does, scout his opponents. Meanwhile, Rumeith does go for the ninja base across the map. So double hatchery opener into a 3rd hatchery. We'll see if Rumeith can get away with his greed, because remember, MANGRUSL is not expanding. There's no expansion. He's rushing into stim. Meanwhile, Rumeith going into the earlier lair. This will give access to earlier Hydra production. Oh, sorry, I say Hydra production. Of course, Hydra Tech is lair base, going for a fast lair. This tells us that he wants to go into Ling Muta. If he's gonna save resources from Mutas, he might just die. Like, this game may just end here and now, just because Rumeith, he has not scouted for the expansion. The Overlord has not gone in. Oh, wait, no, sorry, the Overlord is right as he should see. He should know what's going on here. We haven't seen his vision, but I believe he should be aware there's no expansion. He hasn't rechecked, not yet. Lair is on the way. Okay, he's going for the Hydrogen now. Again, with the faster Lair, I assumed it was going to be into Muta play, but now that he has the Hydrogen, he can go into Lurkers. We'll see how greedy he's going to be. We'll see what he takes into. With this MANGRUSL, he has the opportunity to pull the boys. So he could pull the boys. There's not many boys to pull, to be fair. I mean, as he's building up his Marines, Medivacs are on the way. And it is Lurker Tech. Okay. I do like this. Honestly, Lurkers could just end the game. The reason for this, remember, there's only 1 CC, it's a 1 base all in, so scans are limited. Especially because MANGRUSL is going to be muling his heart out to maintain his 1 base economy. He'll be muling as hard as he can. As you can see here, he has no spare energy. He's not ready for something like Lurker Tech. So this is really smart. This is almost the equivalent in TVP. If you're up against an all-in, you can go for a Dark Shrine and go for a DT defense, and that just shuts down your opponent because they have no skins. Similar here. And here we go. The all-in is rushing across the map. But Lurkers, are they going to be done in time? Overlord goes down. The all-in is spotted. Throwing down a wall of spine crawlers. There are going to be a couple of Hydras here behind this. They're ready to be morphed in. But it might take too long. Lurker Tech is done in 3 seconds. It's got a couple more seconds. And there we go. 2 Lurkers on the way. Oh, the Spankles, the Sun Colonies are going to be going down, and we have 5 lurkers in production. They will finish eventually. As again, the eggs, they're just so sturdy. Lurkers, they burrow. Oh my god, they burrow in time. Oh my god, the spine shot goes off. Yeah, the spine shots are going off, and with that, can we get one more volley? Oh, just barely. With that, Rumeith, he abandons the natural. Heads into the main. Does head into the main. Timing on the main army. Ooh, lurker does go down. And without any lurkers, he cannot hold on. He lost the lurker. That should not have happened. Yeah, that should not have happened. Boys are being pulled. Marines, they will clean this up. And with that, MANGRUSL, he does it. He does it. He breaks through. GG gets called. And MANGRUSL takes game number 1. Whew. GG. A very close defense there from Rumeith. Again, I like the idea of going into lurkers to defend against the all-in, but as we saw, it was just barely not done in time. The rush distance background also a factor, of course, with the close spawns. I'm sure that was a factor into the build of choice here from MANGRUSL. And again, the lurkers, by the time they finished, it was a little bit too little too late. On top of that, we saw that the lurkers were also focused down in time, just barely. From 5 lurkers, went down to 1, went down to 0. Just barely in time. Thankfully, MANGRUSL did have that one scan. Available. And with that, GG well played. MANGRUSL takes a lead. Does take a lead. Now we're getting the game number 2. And with that, we're getting into game 2, and we'll see if Rumeith can recover. We'll see. As bearing in mind, of course, this is a best of 5. Plenty more games ahead of us. Plenty more games to come. Let's go. As in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Brutal Terran. It is MANGRUSL. In the top left, we have the SC2 Zerg. It is Rumeith. Here we go. Here we go. So looks like several lurkers. Well, he was a little bit greedy, I would say. No, the STC. Of course, shout out to the STCs, our Korean caster. Much love to the STC. But he was just a little bit greedy in the sense that it looked like he was trying to save his natural. He was not content with just preserving his main base, and he was trying to fight for his natural as well. And he got punished for it as he was on burrowing, as he was trying to push forward. I will say that it was very unnecessary just because, remember, he had a ninja base. True. Remember, he had the ninja base, so he technically had some excess mining going on outside. It would be ideal to save your natural for sure, but a little bit too greedy there from Rumeith. Just misjudged what he could try to get away with. And with that, we're getting into game number 2. This time, CC first. So this time, hey, for the first time this series, MANGRUSL expands. So CC first out of MANGRUSL. Meanwhile, we do have our initial hatch opener out of Rumeith. Welcome to Maganatha, a 2-player spawn map. A very large map there, regardless, very large map, longer rushes and spike rounds. Last time we saw MANGRUSL on this map, what did we see? We saw double factory into mech. Now that was against Protoss, to be fair, you know, different matchup, a different kind of setup. TT. But I know. But this is not double factory. We do have 2 racks on the way, getting ready for a 3-rack setup. Now, I'm curious if this is the MANGRUSL variation of 3-rack stim. What I mean by that, if you were not here, if you weren't here in the previous series, you may not be familiar. But what you should be familiar with StarCraft Evolution is 3-rack stim. By that, oh my god, he's getting up to 4 racks. Jesus. We have a 4-rack setup here out of MANGRUSL. Now, the MANGRUSL variation of this would be with double academy, double upgrades. But this is going to hit even harder. He's that much more dedicated. Do we even throw down the 5th racks behind this as well? Gas is now going to be on the way. As Marine production has begun. That's going to be a lot of Marines. Are amassing. CV is going to be on the way. We're still waiting for the academies. I'm still assuming, under the assumption, we're going to be seeing multiple academies, but because it's who he be. Ooh, nice scout. Very crucial scout here. Rumeith, he dips in. He sees all 4 axes. Very committed, very dedicated play here by MANGRUSL. And Rumeith, how does he respond to this? The first academy is on the way. Okay, for now, 1 academy. But Rumeith, how does he respond? He could try to rush into lurkers again. Sorry, my apologies. No longer Brood War Zerg, so rushing into lurkers is not an option. He can go for a Roach defense and go into Ling Bane. There it is. We have the answer. It's going to be Ling Bane. So he's getting into his Baneley nest. Stim is in production. Only Stim. He's not going for the double upgrade timing. Medics are on the way. Now you can defend against this with Ling Bane, of course, but you will have to cut workers early on. Oh, this is a big concern there. Late third base out of Rumeith, and it's not about the third base. It's not about the economy. It's about the larva, right? It's about having larva to actually mass up Ling Bane. Ling Bane is a very larva-intensive composition, and without that third base, without that extra larva, it's going to be a tougher hold. So MANGRUSL's moving out. Behind this third CC, he's expanding. Okay, he is expanding. He's not going for the all-in. He's going to claim a third base. Bold move. I was not expecting that. Followed by double factory. I believe this should be double factory into tank production. We saw this on Vermeer previously. As triple factory. Never mind. I'm not too convinced now. Bane's morphing in. Rumeith, he does deflect, and MANGRUSL does not commit. He does not commit. He will back off, throwing down 2 more Raxes, getting up to a 6-rack setup here and triple factory. It's quite a lot of production. That's what I will say. I don't know if he can actually make use of all that right now. he's getting 6 Raxes, 2 eBays, and 3 factories, and a CC. He cannot actually produce from all these production buildings, but sure, okay. God damn it. Spending his money. Getting to his add-ons. Behind this, we do see Rumeith. He's droning, saturating, getting to a Roach Warren, getting to Baneling speed. Double eBay. Rumeith recognizing that, of course, the game will progress. So he has some catching up to do. And you can see MANGRUSL making 3 tanks at a time and not making any Marines, at least yet. Claiming his third. Again, he doesn't really have. Again, he doesn't have the money to produce from 6 Raxes at once. God damn it. It's fine. So he does claim his third. He's setting up. And from here he does fan out. Now thankfully he's not, of course, playing mech. He's playing bio tank, so he's going to slowly build up, secure himself. Likewise, we have Rumeith getting into melee upgrades, so he's going into Ling Bane, into Ultra Tech. There it is, Infestation Bits on the way, so we're assuming this is going to be leading into Infestors and Ultras. That is our assumption here for Rumeith. We'll see if he can get there. We'll see if MANGRUSL does go for an earlier move out, as he has to wait for his upgrades. Starport's on the way. With said Starport, he can work towards a science facility and get in towards science vessels, which is going to be a big part of the ZvT, especially in a longer, later game. Irradiate's going to be a must. Alongside EMPs, of course. Meanwhile, Hive is on the way. We have a safety double infestor setup. Again, this is quite common amongst a lot of Zerg players, even in right now SC2. Just double infestors, safety infestors into ultras. Very StarCraft 2. A very meta ZvT right now. And so far, Rumeith, he has full map control. He has map control. He has a decent drone count as well. You could argue he could be a little bit greedier here, but for the most part, like, he has a solid economy. It's on 80 workers. Hive is almost done. Ultra Cavern's going to be on the horizon. There's that science facility. Again, that will be for the science vessels. Scan reveal saturation. And we're almost at ultras. He's almost there. It's so much fun to watch. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, for sure. It's a lot of fun. We're also having fun covering Warcraft 3 Evolution as well. Unfortunately, we haven't had one of those tournaments in a while just because of, I mean, what's been happening with, when it comes to Blizzard, when it comes to the arcade. But once they come back, we'll also be covering Kung Fu Cup and Warcraft 3 Evolution as well. If you haven't seen that, I highly recommend the VODs on YouTube. Warcraft 3 Evolution is crazy. But I still, mate, seeing a Mountain King come in and just clap some Ling Bane is just insane. But regardless, here we go. MANGRUSL does move out. Ultra production has begun, but the Ultras aren't ready yet. What I mean by that, kindness plating only just began, so kindness plating is not going to be a factor here. So again, we'll see if MANGRUSL, can he kill Rumeith before the Ultras? Ooh, Rumeith engaging too quickly. Yeah, Rumeith was a little bit premature. Tanks did siege, a better engage here for MANGRUSL. Also remember, no Vipers, no Blinding Clouds. He's maxed out on Ling Bane, Roach, not even Ravager. Oof, without Ravager, it's going to be even more difficult to engage. And MANGRUSL, he just bully his way through. Yeah, he just bully his way forward. Ideally, with Ravagers, you'd be able to pile down a couple of tanks here and there whenever he does push forward. The upgrade's not ready, no kindness plating. The Ultras, they just melt. Yeah, they made out of paper, Bappy, and the bases are falling. The bases are falling. Rumeith, again, he needed more time. He still needs more time. And there's no pushing into this. Like, there's no pushing into the siege line, not without Vipers. Again, he can try to collapse in when they're on siege. Let's get on top of the tanks. It's going to be 3, 4, 5 tanks going down. He has to back off. He has to back off. He has to rebuild. Take it slow. He has to take it slow here. Dealing with a portion at a time. MANGRUSL moving in. Again, MANGRUSL's on a timer. Getting caught on siege. Yeah, he's getting caught out. Nice fungal. Very nice fungal. Yeah, the army gets caught on siege. With that, there are only, what, 3 siege tanks. So we'll clean up every single tank here. And MANGRUSL gets caught with his pants down. Whew, okay. Does get caught out. He'll lose everything. And Rumeith, he stumbles out of control. He's maxed out. He's remaxing. More Ultras, more Zerglings. MANGRUSL, he had potential, but again, he got caught just at the wrong moment. Just as the majority of his tanks were on siege. That's just as he was not ready. Kindness plating did kick in. And with that, who needs Vipers? Who needs Vipers, Bappy? Just make sure the tank's on siege, true. And with that, Rumeith, he's going for the kill, going for the throats. Boys are being pulled, fungal goes off. And there's no stopping this. There's no stopping the wave, the swarm of Zerg. And GG gets called. Rumeith takes game number 2. We have a back and forth. Whew, GG. Again, that was a terrifying Terran army as well. Like, it was a terrifying push. Like, MANGRUSL, he was doing well, pushing onto creep, pushing towards the expansion, knocking it down. Shout out to Rumeith for being patient, right? For being patient, engaging, backing off, reinforcing, engaging once again, and again, being able to catch the army at those opportune moments. When we saw that MANGRUSL was at his weakest, before he could really set up, before he could push into more bases, he was caught out in the open. GG. GG well played. With that, we're getting into game number 3, and we'll see who takes a lead in the series. Currently, we're tied up 1-1, and we are getting ready for game number 3. Let's go. Oh, that pants, Papi. Yeah. When do we get a Ducklings pants down emote anyway? True, true. I was thinking about that. Oh, no. I was thinking about that. Fun fact, we were going over possibilities when it comes to like merchandise and then having like having something for people to get, you know, the Duckling branded. And I was floating around the idea of pajama pants and being like, they're always gone. Where are they? You can get them. You can you can not be like these players and then put on some pants. Keep them up, Bappy. There's a lot of meme potential. I like it. Maybe one day in the future. Maybe one day. So we're getting into our next game. Oh, this morning in the top left-hand corner, top left-hand corner here of Magnath, we do have our Institute Zerg player. It's going to be MANGRUSL, and bottom right we have our Brutal Zerg. It is going to be Rumeith. Ooh. They don't let you like savor the moment. They just go in. For those that are curious, we are casting from a clean feed, so we are not observing. We're not observing. It's all good. Much love to Maple for handling the production and handling the observing. As we are getting into our next game to determine who will take a lead in the series. Will Duckling wear boxes over their head or something? True. That would be a creative way to interpret the pants are down. Where are they? They're on their head. Oh no. Oh no. I like that. That's cute. We'll see. Unfortunately, we're very limited when it comes to our emote slots. I think we currently have like 1 or 2 emote slots available. I think we have like 1 or 2. But I also wanted to like have something maybe a little bit more like quote unquote like generic or universal, something that could be used elsewhere, that's maybe not too specific to us. Like I still want something for like a related logo, or sorry, a related emote for Terran, Zerg, and Protoss. But we'll see, because again, our emote slots are limited. But I do like the idea of a pants related emote. It's good. Post EWC, we'll be able to focus on stuff like that when we have a little bit more free time. So after EWC, we're going to be looking into stuff like that. We're going to be looking into selling our jerseys. We've had jerseys for years. Like I think we first got our jerseys back in like 2019 or 2020. So it's been a couple of years since we've had our own jerseys. But they've never been like publicly available. So we want to try to make that work. It's a little bit complicated, but I want to make that happen. Just I like our jerseys. They're good quality. Good stuff. But otherwise, Jesus, we're getting into our game, and Rumeith going into a, what, 240 lair timing? Jesus, insanely fast lair. And that last time we saw him, he did rush into lurkers, so that's going to be in the forefront of my mind. But for the lair to be this fast, I'm leaning towards Mutaplay. Like, that would make the most sense here. Going to Aspire, going to Mutas, but we'll keep an eye on the production tab. At the same time, MANGRUSL getting to his own bio setup. Stim is on the way. Yeah, there's no hydrogen. Yeah, so he's going into Muta. So Mutaplay has a lot of potential. I don't think MANGRUSL was scouted. These Stim timings, whether it's a 3x, whether it's a 2-on-1, yeah, check the vision. He has seen Stim on the way, so MANGRUSL, he has an idea of what's going on. And, whew, okay, we have confirmation. Not Aspire, Hydras. I was gonna say that 2-base Muta gets hard countered by these early Sim timings, just because you have so many Marines, you can rush across the map, and when you go into 2-base Muta, you're gonna be lacking a ground army, and you're gonna be lacking ground support, especially early on. Here, because Rumeith is rushing into lurkers, he can survive, he can hold his own. Thankfully, he's not up against an all-in, right? Not like last time. Oh. Not like last time, as our clean feed is a little bit dirty. Hold on. There we go. Clean it up. There we go. Lurker tech is on the way. The Reaper does scout the main base, does spot the lair, and he did see the Hydrogen. So important scout here from MANGRUSL. He's now aware of what's coming his way. He's now aware of the Lurker tech. Now, does he go for the move out regardless? Yeah, he is. He is pushing. It's going to be close, right? It's like it takes a long time not just to research lurkers, but actually morph lurkers in as well. And here comes MANGRUSL. Are we going to see a repeat of game 1? Uh-oh. So here we go. Now this is, I say repeated game one. This is not the same build, of course. Remember, game one was a one base all in. It was a one base all in game one. Here, he's getting double E-bays, working on more upgrades, getting a starport as well. Like MANGRUSL, he's not as committed, but it's still a strong stim timing nonetheless. And here we go, we have 5 lurkers morphing in. Takes down the sunken colony. Star says forward. The lurkers, they're a little bit too late here, but the drones are pulled away. They're gonna be saved. Yeah, nice save on the lurkers. Sorry, nice save on the drones. The lurkers, they burrow in. Does this one. But the Greens, they get away. Whew, they do get away in time. Oh my god! Almost gets a second. He has to be so careful as he does step forward with those lurkers. He only lost one. Only lost one lurker, and with that, Rumeith, he does hold. Whew, he holds, he survives. Behind this, we do have MANGRUSL saturating on 2 bases, looking to get a third. 1-1 upgrade's going to be on the way. And who do we favor coming into this position? It's a bit of an awkward setup, just because, on the one hand, sure, Rumeith, he survives, he has lurkers. On the other hand, doesn't have a third. Like, there is no third base. Like, the economy is a little bit lackluster here for Rumeith. He's now moving out. He's actually breaking out. He's going for his own counterattack. The lunkers are coming in. He's got 6 lurkers. 3 and 3. And he's not pushing into the natural. He's setting up outside of the third base, is hoping to catch out the army. Okay. And I'm not too certain if they're on hold position, but there's potential for sure. I was hoping to take a Ducklings final PJ set. Yes. Ah, beautiful. The Pianas. As behind this, we have the Spire on the way. I'm getting into Scourge. Lurkers are setting up. 3 lurkers here back at home. Drop into the main. Lings are in position. Yeah, nice defense here from Rumeith. He's just turtling up on lurkers. Ooh, drop into the natural. Army out of position. I believe they respond in time. Okay, they respond in time. Score is done. And with that, Rumeith, he is holding. Doesn't lose too much. He's holding on, he's defending his bases. Behind this, double factory production out of MANGRUSL. Does he have a 3rd CC? Jesus. Double factory into armory into delayed 2-2. Yep, no 3rd CC. He is committed. The whole position. Let's go. Activate. Send it. Let's go. Oh my god. The Lings are coming from behind. Shot's going to be going up, and MANGRUSL gets completely caught out. Does pick up, does save 2 of his tanks. People let out so much. Now it's go time. Send it, baby. Send it in. Ooh, not quite able to. Yeah, that siege line is brutal. But remember, what's important here, he shuts down the main army, and MANGRUSL does not have a 3rd CC. There's no 3rd CC, there's no expansion. Like, this is a 2-base all-in out of MANGRUSL. The longer this goes on, the worse it is for the Terran. As we have Scourge amassing. 4th base on the way. Again, the supplies are close, but the soup does lag. Like, the supply doesn't really tell the story here. It doesn't show just how committed MANGRUSL really is. Now, still has a terrifying force, but again, he needs to make this force count. He's moving out, and so far unscouted. Rumeith, he does have the Zelnaga, and he does spot it. He does spot the army. He rotates. Lurkers are repositioning. And can he dive on this army before they siege? Ooh, lurkers catching reinforcements. Oh, they're on hold position. Oh, yeah, a bit of miscontrol here. Yeah, they're stuck on hold position. Lurkers, they get thrown away. Uh-oh. Tanks, they siege up. Lurkers are going down. Yeah, lurkers are being shut down. A bit of an awkward engage here from Rumeith. Lurkers are trying to siege up. And it's going to be so close here. Lurkers are barely going down. There's, what, 3 lurkers left. 3 up to 6. They borrow in time. A clutch hold, and Rumeith, he survives. He survives back. Yes. Not the cleanest hold. And even here, still very close. Yeah, very close. Scan pops off, takes down 3 lurkers. Get a messy defense here from Rumeith. And MANGRUSL, I mean, he trades well enough, he can keep going. Can't keep going, can't keep pushing. More reinforcements going to be on the way. Rumeith, he needs more time. He's building up more lurkers. And I don't think he sees a rotation. Yeah, Rumeith, he's out of position. He's rotating towards the left. MANGRUSL pushing on the right. Rumeith, he's racing back over. He's trying to race over. Only 2 tanks. He's getting caught. He's getting caught out. The Scourge! The Scourge come in. They shut down the Metamax. GG gets called. Whew. And Rumeith, he will shut down the 2-base all-in. Rumeith takes a lead. Hi. GG, well played, Rumeith. He does take a lead in the series. Again, a very intense game. Very intense. As MANGRUSL, he was committed. We had some really nice movements, or really nice play when it came to the whole position micro lurkers. Also, some rough moments with the whole position lurkers as well. True. But Rumeith, he survives, he defends, and now we're getting into game number 4. And we'll see if Rumeith can claim the series here and now. We'll see if MANGRUSL can force the ace match. So we're getting into our next game. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Vermeer, we do have our South Korean Terran players. It's going to be MANGRUSL, the SE2 Terran. In the bottom right, we have Rumeith, the Brood War Zerg. The Brood War Zerg player. Here we go. We do see MANGRUSL devoting, or going to be switching into SE2 Terran to StarCraft 2. Not going CC first. Going for the initial racks. Likewise, Rumeith going hatch first back at home. Okay. So once again, we have the same races as last time, in the sense that we have MANGRUSL with SE2 and Rumeith with Brood War. And we'll see how our players do adjust. Now, we've been seeing a lot of really devoted and really fast sim timings out of MANGRUSL. We saw a 1-base all-in game 1, of course, with stim. Last game, we did have a 4-rack setup here with stim as well, but did have more of a macro approach on a 2-base setup. Never took a third, of course. It was a 2-base all-in, but it was a later timing and a hit. Because of that, again, it did hit later. Wasn't as intense. Meanwhile, we do have Reaper first, second racks. Are we going for a 3rd and 4th racks behind this? This is unfortunate. This is looking eerily similar to game 1. The problem is that we have cross spawn. We have diagonal spawn locations here. So if we are going to commit into something on 1 base, then it's going to hit even later. It's going to be even harder to reinforce. He throws down the depot to fully wall up. Yep, there it is. There is the 3rd racks. So this is looking like the same build as game 1, which means we're expecting a 4th racks. Our eyes are open for a 4th racks as well. We have the tech lab on the way, the reactor as well. No expansion here out of MANGRUSL. Meanwhile, Rumeith once again going for the early lair for the early lurker tech. Stim is on the way. Basically, MANGRUSL is going for 1-base all-in. 1-base all-in out of MANGRUSL. This is done a little bit differently than what we saw previously. Just because it's only 3 racks and that leads into a factory. So with those extra resources, factory is on the way. I'm curious if this factory is going to be for Hellions to support the all-in, or if he plans to go into a starport. Nice setup there. Ooh, but the Reaper does not get in. Yeah, he does knock himself out. Reaper is denied. And the lair is almost done. Oh, but this is dangerous here. This time it's lair first into what? Lair into Spire. He's going 2-base Muta this time. And every time he's been going for these lairs, I've been like, oh, if he goes 2-base Muta, he's going to be in danger. This time, he's going 2-base Muta, and he's in danger. Like, Mutas, they are harassing units. They're not built to defend. They're not built to fight head-on. The Reaper does scout the main, does scout the lair, does not see the tech of choice. Now, he can assume it's going to be Lurker because every game so far that we've seen 2-base lair, it has been Lurker tech, but this time it's going to be Muta, and this will benefit MANGRUSL. Oh boy. This is going to hit like a truck, and again, Mutas, they will struggle here. Now, it's a little bit different. I will say that Mutas, they do a little bit better than StarCraft 2 Mutas do in this kind of position, just because Mutas, they have one more range. They have a little bit more range, so there's a little bit more micro potential, so you can try to pick away at the army a little bit better than in StarCraft 2. But despite that, still in a head-on fight, like, they don't trade well. Yeah, Lings, they scout, they confirm, no expansion. We have a wall of spine cores on the way, and we need those spines. We need those sunken colonies. It's going to be a tough hold, but with the help of all this stack defense, it's possible. It's going to be possible here. He's going to have 5 sunken colonies. So 5 colonies. We'll have a handful of Mutas. We'll have a handful of Zerglings. Can he survive? Meanwhile, Curacao is going to be done with the factory. Yep, there we go. Hellions on the way. Hellion with Medivac support. And here it comes. Here comes MANGRUSL. So yeah, Stim, combat shields will finish up in the middle of the fight. There's going to be how many Mutas? 7. So 8. 8 Mutas. 8 Mutas in total. I'm not too convinced, but maybe with the help of the spine coolers, sorry, with the help of the sunken colonies, like maybe that will be enough. It's gotta be close. Bearing in mind the Rumeith, he can pull the boys if he needs to. True. Like, he has boys to spare. The wall gets spotted. MANGRUSL, he could try to avoid the wall, and he could try to drop into the main. True, that is a possibility here. You see the Mutas, they're moving out. Oh, they're searching. They're searching for the drop. Ideally, they can catch reinforcements, but they're not quite able to dive in. He's going for the drop. He does load up. Boosting into the main. And the Mutas, can they deny the drop? Oh, they will. They will deter. Marines, they drop down. Mutas, they're fighting without the support of the spine coolers. Mutas, they do survive. They do back off in time. Again, he needs to fight with those colonies. Jesus, he throws away a bunch of Lings. Not like this. Rumeith does that forward. And he will lose the Lings, he will lose the Mutas. Again, we're just getting too excited here. We're fighting without the side defense. Rumeith, calm down. Calm down, calm down. Okay, does avoid the main army. He's trying to pivot away. Trying to slip in behind the army instead. MANGRUSL does take notice. Does pull away. And this is what we're waiting for. Catching a 1, 2, 3, 4 Marines. Like, this is what Mutas can achieve. You harass, you cut off mineral lines, you cut off supply chains, I should say. Get across the map, get into mineral lines as well, and we're forcing MANGRUSL all the way back home, and Rumeith is buying so much time. And what did to defend? 2 Marines, 3. Oh, that's 0. 0 Marines left. He takes out a Medivac. Remember, he cannot fight head on. Ooh, gonna be losing 1 Muta. Again, he has to avoid those head on fights. And again, the longer this game goes on, the better it is for Rumeith. He's building up more Lings, more Mutas. Thor production has begun. There's no turret. There's no turret in the mineral line. Mutas are moving in. Going for the add-ons. Okay. Does go for the, I mean, he doesn't know that there are no turrets. Otherwise, I'd love to see him go for the SEVs. Regardless, here comes MANGRUSL. Rumeith cancels the 3rd. Yeah, he knows he cannot save it. It's still going to be a tough hold. Ideally, he can surround, right? Oh my god, we're just dropping into the bases. Yeah, he's going to avoid the spine coolers. He's going to avoid those sunken colonies. He's going for the massive June drop, and Rumeith is out of position. Completely out of position. The main base is going to be forfeits. From here, the tank and siege. It's going to be close. And he gets in. Yeah, he does get in. Cleans up the army, shuts down the Doom drop, and there's nothing left. Whew, there's nothing left here. GG, well played. And Rumeith, he will shut down the 1 base all in, and he will be the StarCraft Evolution Masters number 4 champion. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Rumeith as he does claim the series. Again, MANGRUSL was completely all in, and the longer it went on, the worse it was. We saw more mutas, more lings. Initially, I was really concerned for Rumeith because he was getting a little bit too excited. He was a little bit too cavalier. He was engaging too soon. He was losing a lot of lings, losing a few mutas here and there as well whenever he was pushing in. Thankfully, eventually he backed off. He backed off, went for a counterattack, he caught those reinforcements, he forced back the army, didn't quite get into the mineral lines, but he was achieving quite a lot. He was buying time, more importantly. He was just buying time to mass up more Zerglings to take advantage of his economy. Remember, he was on 2 bases. He had a better economy, he had more production available, and as the game progressed, it got easier and easier for Rumeith. I was concerned when we saw the drop into the main, but it was only one tank, and even though the Marines did unload, by that point, there was a swarm ready. There was a swarm of Zerg and Muta. With that, GG. GG, well played. Rumeith, he will claim the series. Congratulations to Rumeith. And again, MANGRUSL, it's always a lot of fun to cover him. Again, he reminds me a lot of Hormono. He's just very cheesy, very aggressive. It's rare to see 1-base all-ins, for example. Like we saw a lot of them. We saw a lot of throughout the course of this broadcast. Saw a lot of 1-base all-ins, a lot of 2-base all-ins. There was some macro play. We saw the one mech game from MANGRUSL as well. He played that one mech game on Maganath. Maganatha, that's it. He played that one mech game on Maganatha where he was able to against Rebellion, which was quite impressive. That was also Rebellion being a little bit stubborn as well when it came to his own play, when it came to his own switch into Sky Toss. But regardless, GG, really well played here by MANGRUSL to make a deep run in this tournament and to excel and to come in 2nd place. Really well done. And a shout out to Rumeith as well, just because we don't really get to see much of Rumeith. Like Rumeith, he's a little bit overshadowed, especially when Dark was active, right? When you think of the Zerg players in StarCraft Evolution, you think of, or you thought of Dark, Shin, 3 Point, and even nowadays, I think of Young Yakov and Wayne before I think of Rumeith. Like Rumeith, he's still a very solid player, but again, he's maybe not the most active. He doesn't necessarily play in all the tournaments, and yeah, we do see less of him compared to, and we've seen less accolades from him compared to, you know, even players like Wayne and Young Yakov, who've embraced SC Evo a little bit later in its lifespan, or in more recent times. So GG, well played. And yeah, with that, so I hope to see more of Rumeith, hope to see more of MANGRUSL as well. Again, a lot of fun, a lot of spice when it came to their play, when it came to their builds. And when it comes to the goal of this invitational, I don't really know if we really achieved it. For those that are curious, this was not regular StarCraft Evolution. This was a PTR. This was a PTR to test certain changes, and we had a wave of changes that were meant to be on the horizon. I did take a peek at the PTR notes though, and it looks like a lot of the changes have been reverted, unfortunately. We'll be having a greater discussion on that when it comes to the podcast. But yeah, initially we had what was almost marketed as like the biggest change to StarCraft Evolution, just because there was so much time to go over all these would-be changes, to go over all these patch notes, and we went over that 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago we went through the patch notes, but it looks like a lot of reversions were made, a lot of changes were brought back instead. I think since then we've had another amendment as well. I think there's been like 2 amendments, so we'll be discussing that during the podcast. That will be the plan. And when 3 Point isn't playing Brood War Protoss. True. Oh no. True. Also, Bekoeta, you're an animal. You're an animal, pap. Yeah. But with that, GG, well played. With that, hope you all had a great time. Hope you all enjoyed yourselves. And again, we'll be going over the StarCraft Evolution patch notes during the podcast this week. That'll be, let's have a look here. That'll be in 2 days' time. On top of that, if you want some more StarCraft Evolution content, actually, we can just have a look together at our schedule. Bam, here we go. You can see here that we have more StarCraft Evolution on Thursday and Friday. Those are the last chance qualifiers. And we have the podcast Thursday evening. That's what we're going to be discussing, the PTR changes. So we do have that set up ahead of us. Likewise, when it comes to our next broadcast here on the CranKy Ducklings, you can see we just wrapped up with the StarCraft Evolution Masters number 4. That was here Tuesday morning, and Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. KST. That's going to be 8 p.m. AEST. We have the Galaxy Open Cup. This is a new tournament series, and I believe it's going to be a series organized by Galaxy. who's a returning Korean player, who did organize a tournament. This was a couple of weeks ago. Unfortunately, we had to push this cast back just because we were so busy, especially with Home Story Cup. Like, Home Story Cup was an intense period, and Fusion Esports League as well. Like, we've just been covering so much StarCraft, but now we can take a moment and catch up on StarCraft Evolution League, and also catch up on the Galaxy Open Cup as well. And again, that is going to be later on this evening. That is going to be in around 8 hours time. In 8 hours, we'll be live with the Galaxy Open. Likewise, we have the rest of the week ahead of us here. You can see that this week we're a little bit leaner when it comes to casting, when it comes to content. Usually we are live twice a day, every single day, except for Wednesday and Friday. But here we only have one cast on Saturday and one cast on Sunday. That is intentional. We do want to slow things down. We want to take a moment to breathe, to catch our breath. I say that, we actually have 2 casts on Sunday, because this weekend is the Platinum StarCraft 2 League event. True, the June event is going to be this weekend, so we're also going to be covering that. But in general here, we're going to try to slow things down a little bit, so try to give ourselves a little bit of breathing room, at least in the lead up to EWC, which isn't that much time. But for those that are curious, Esports World Cup begins on the 22nd of July. That's next week. That is next week in just over a week's time from this message. We're going to be live with the Esports World Cup. Just like last year, we do have permission to cast, so we're going to be casting, we're going to be covering the event ourselves, alongside the mainstream, of course, so it's going to be a very exciting time here. Again, the World Finals for StarCraft 2 right around the corner, the biggest event of the year, and the best of the best are all going to be facing off. You know, we have Clem, Raynor, Serral, Hero, Maru, Bjorn, and many others. If you missed out on the qualifiers, we did cover every single qualifier. We were the only stream, the only casters to cover every regional qualifier. That's what we do here. We cast more StarCraft than anyone else out there in SC2. So if you want to watch some of these VODs, if you want to watch something and if you can't watch it live, then check out our socials. Check us out on YouTube specifically. !YouTube in the chat. We do stream on YouTube at the same time as on Twitch. We also stream on Kick, we also stream on TikTok, and we stream on Facebook. So we stream on all the platforms, and again, we upload VODs on a daily basis. So if you see something here that you want to watch, if you're like, hey, you guys have a talk show for StarCraft on a weekly basis? Yes, we do. And if you want to tune in, then the VODs are on YouTube. You know, SDO's on YouTube, STC, SEL, Pegasaur Cup, Warcraft Evolution League, or Warcraft Evolution as well, and many other tournaments, all on YouTube. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thank you for the support. We do appreciate it, and we'll see you guys in 8 hours time with the Galaxy Open, or we'll see you tomorrow with the Pegasaur Cup, or we'll see you when we see you. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Hope you have a great rest of your week as well. Take care, everyone. Take care of yourselves. And remember to wear a belt and to pull up your pants. Oh God. And we'll see you next time. Just catching up in the chat. Aye. We'll see you next time. Until then, thanks for watching. Ciao. Bye. Ciao. Hasta luego. See you next time.